Trim Healthy Mama Monday, and I'm going to share with you my meal plan for my fuel cycle, so stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Claire at Cookie Crumb Fun. If you're returning, thank you so much for coming back, and if you're new here, welcome, and please subscribe so that you can get all the videos that are about Trim Healthy Mama, our homeschool, big family life, and all sorts of other little videos that we make in between. I've even started some grocery hauls, believe it or not. So, which I still think are weird, but you know what? People want to see what foods we're buying, don't they? So let's get right into it. Trim Healthy Mama fuel cycle starts Monday. Well, I'm recording this video on Saturday. That's why I'm saying it starts Monday. It starts today, okay? So I have it all set out. I'm going to do it for 2 whole weeks. Last week, I'll put iCard above, I talked about what you do for a fuel cycle and why you would do a fuel cycle and important tips to look into. You need to look at your eating habits before you start a fuel cycle, because usually you do one if you're stuck in your weight loss, if you're not losing, or maybe if you have gained some and you're still eating on plan, right? But if you need some tips to understand whether or not you should do a fuel cycle, I suggest you go watch that video and also read the fuel cycle chapter in your Trim Healthy Mama plan book. I have the original plan book and it's in the back. I've never even looked at the new plan book. So I probably, people keep telling me not to buy one, but I want to so I can talk about where things are in that book compared to the old book, the original book, because I have, it's right over here. Sorry, it's making a lot of noise grabbing it. I have the original one that's like 700 pages, 600 pages, whatever it is. It's got recipes, and half of it's recipes and the other half is the plan. And I got it spiral bound. It doesn't come spiral bound. But I highly recommend you getting your spiral bound. Take it to like Office Max, Office Depot, Staples, those types of office stores, and they will spiral bound it for you. And it is awesome to be able to just flip it open completely. And sometimes the books fall apart because they're used so much too, so that's a big help. Anyway, on to the fuel cycle. I need to share with you about my fuel cycle. Now, I spent a couple nights because I wanted to plan this out right. I wanted to make sure that I didn't have recipes that had the ingredients, because you're basically, for your S stage, you're not supposed to have any dairy. I mean, there's no half and half in your milk, in your coffee. There's no almond milk. There's no nuts. There's no seeds. There's no grains of any kind. You know, there's nothing. I can't have, steer away from Frankenfoods. And so that, I mean, for no almond milk, it was hard to figure out shakes. I mean, all of them, the base of is almond milk, isn't it? So there's that basic whey protein shake that I'm sure it's in the cookbook, but I know it from the original Trim Healthy Mama book. But with your fuel cycle, with the deep S days, well, I don't know, they're not really called deep S days, they're more S days. I guess you could call them deep because they're going to be high in fats from the coconut and the oils that you're going to be eating, because that's what it wants you to do. No avocado, no peanut butter, no nuts, no seeds, no grains, no beans, no fruits, no avocados, no berries, no yogurt, no cream cheese, no cottage cheese. And those are basically like staples, aren't they? If you were to watch a video or read a blog post about staples for Trim Healthy Mama, all that I just mentioned would be on your list, right? But what we're going to be doing is emptying our body completely of glucose, and your body is going to have nothing left to burn but the fat that's left in its body. So that is the reason for doing this and trying to get more whole foods into you. So the hardest thing I think a lot of people would have is the half and half in your coffee. So, but since I've been making the Trimmachinos, it's super easy. And it's got the coconut oil in it. It's got the MTC oil in it. So it's really good. It's really healthy. I just have to be careful on the fuel pull days and the E days to make sure I make the Trimmy light. So anyway, I have this little notebook and I just wrote down every day. I'm not going to really show you what it looks like. I'm really going to read it off to you because I don't have it like written down in menu form. Like you would look at a menu like a calendar. I just wrote down, day 1 S, day 2 S, things like that is what I wrote. So this, I think, is going to be a basic menu. And I think that Some dinners are going to be tweaked a little bit with what foods I have on hand because I don't plan on going to the store at all. Now, I did realize that I am out of something. I was down in the kitchen and I said, oh, I need that. Oh, lettuce. I need lettuce. So I have 2 days. I have the rest of today and tomorrow to get a whole bunch of romaine. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to end up stopping probably after church tomorrow and getting like a whole bunch of romaine lettuce because I'm probably going to go through a head of romaine. I buy the whole full thing. I don't buy the hearts in probably 2 days, you know, because lunches and with dinner. So anyway, the first day, and basically what I'm going to be having for breakfast on both my 3S days are going to be scrambled eggs and bacon. Well, eggs and bacon, but I'm going to have them 3 different ways so it doesn't feel so boring. You know, like if you eat the same thing over, you get tired of it, you know, and you're depriving your body in a way of some foods that you're going to want. So I want to make it, I guess, exciting, you know, try different things. So I'm going to have scrambled eggs and bacon one day, steamed eggs over spinach the next day, which is one of my favorite things, and then fried eggs the next day. So if I have those 3 different things, it's going to help keep it, you know, different. And then for snacks, I'm basically going to make that whey protein shake that you can make with the whey protein powder that is either Trim Healthy Mom or I use the protein, or the Piping Rock protein powder. And I'm going to turn it into chocolate or just have it vanilla. And since I can't have any fruits in it, it's just going to be basically chocolate or vanilla. And I can't have peanut butter either. Oh. So, but I can have skinny chocolate, so that's going to be a snack. But anyway, breakfast is those 3 things. Eggs with bacon. Snacks is going to be shakes, morning snacks and or evening snacks. I haven't decided. Well, I did write down, but it might change. Like if I'm cold, I might not make a shake. I might end up eating the skinny chocolate instead that I'm going to make, right? So, or if there's a sweet that I'm going to make that is allowed on these days. A lot of the stuff has almond flour in it. And I'm thinking that since you can't have almond milk that and grains and nuts and all that stuff, that I shouldn't have almond flours and stuff either. So I have for lunch those 3 days is a really big salad with chicken and no ranch. So I'm going to steer clear of those ingredients, those Franken ingredients or whatever they're called, and make my own dressing. So I could do that with... make it like a Greek dressing, I think, with olive oil and vinegar. I've made it before, so I'll probably do something like that. So that's going to be lunches. That'll be pretty easy because I'm going to cut up all the salads and the chicken, have it all cooked ahead of time. And I have lots of chicken from Sprouts and from Winco that I've been buying. So the dinners are cilantro lime burst chicken thighs that are on page 54. See, I don't have the chicken thighs, but I can just tweak that and use it chicken breasts, so I'm not worried. And then egg roll in a bowl. I'm really looking forward to egg roll in a bowl. And then I'm also going to have meatloaf with mashed cauliflower and Brussels sprouts and green beans. So that's another thing that I'm looking forward to. When I make meatloaf, I make them in the little muffin cup, so they're individual meatloaves. And I just won't put in oatmeal. I usually put in a little bit of oatmeal, but still keep it in S mode for to hold it together. So I might put oat fiber. I wonder if I could use oat fiber. Anybody know what I could use to do it without using anything? I'll have to look into that. I might just not use anything. I might just use eggs. So that's the 3 S days. And I tell you the truth, those 3 days were the hardest to find because every lunch, every dinner has cheese in it. There's cottage cheese. There's cream cheese and everything. All right, so the next 2 days are going to be fuel pull days. So it's less than 5 teaspoons of fat and less than 5 carbs. All right, so that it's going to be kind of tough. Plus, no nuts really is the one thing that you can't do. So I have just dry hands. Whenever I turn a page, I always have to lick them, and I feel gross licking them because you never know what you've been touching, right? Especially at the grocery store. You can't get those bags open. You know, those vegetable bags? But a lady gave me a tip. She just gets her hands wet when they spray. So I'm like, genius right there, right? Okay, so fuel pull days, no nuts, no seeds. No fruits except berries, no grains, beans, or starchy vegetables, okay? So what I have here is for my 2 fuel pull days. I don't know if that's going to be, can you see that? I'll pause that for a second there. Ooh. I'm going to have an egg white scramble with veggies, basically both days. So I think I won't get tired of it since I'll only be having it twice. Because on my E days, I'm going to have oatmeal for breakfast. And then I'm going to have 000 yogurts for snacks. And lunches will be another big salad. And that's where I'm going to have to be careful because I may or may not get tired of the salads. So I have to figure something out on how to make it what is the word that I'm looking for? Interesting, where I have a variety, okay, of salads. But I can have cheese, but cheese is fatty. So I'm going to have it with like no cheese or figure something out here. And then for dinner, I'm going to have loaded potato soup and then sweet and spicy Asian stir fry. So that sounds good, doesn't it? That's in the cookbook on page 84. And then cottage berry whip and then cottage cheese with veggies. I think that'll be a nicer thing in case I want something crunchy. I get like, you know, cucumbers and celery because, you know, I like crunchy, all right? That's always been my downfall. That's one of the things I ate a lot when I gained my 25 pounds after moving here was, see, I lost 43, then gained 25. I ate a lot of tortilla chips, okay? So my first two fuel pull days look pretty good. And now on to e-meals, all right? I have 2 days of E. All right, so we're going to have oatmeal with fruit for breakfast. It's going to be pretty simple. And I got to figure out my coffee. I just got to make sure I measure to make a trimmy light because that's going to have no fat in it right there. I'll probably just cut up an apple or I have some frozen peaches that I can put in it or something, whatever I have on hand. There's always some sort of fruit here. All right, and then I'm going to make ahead the peach muffins, and I've made them before, and they're really, really good. So those are all on page 286 in the Trim Healthy Mama cookbook. So that'll be my snacks. I'm going to make a full recipe, and then I'll have them for the next week of e-meals also. And then for lunches, I'm going to do the Ezekiel bread. Oh, no, for dinners, I'm going to make a sandwich with the Ezekiel bread and low fat. And then I'm going to make a completely different meal for the family. And then, let's see, oh, I have this mixed up. Oh, sweet potatoes. And the Waldorf cottage cheese salad. I talk about that a lot. It's really good. Okay, I'm going to have that for lunch one day, and then a sweet potato with cottage cheese and black beans on top of it. Wait a minute. No beans, right? I have to, I'll double check that, but I believe there's no beans. No beans, so no black beans. See, I didn't even write black beans down. I just wrote cottage cheese. And then 000 and a piece of fruit. I'll probably have like a pear or an apple. I'm going to stay away from bananas. But we'll definitely have some sort of fruit with that to get in a fruit to make it a real E. Because a 000, you can eat the whole thing in as a fuel pull, right? Yeah, half of it would be an S. So eat it with something else and it'd be an E. So now, week 2, all right? Once again, I'm going to go back to eating the eggs and the bacon, all right? I have the same things written down. Fried eggs, steamed eggs over spinach, and then the steamed eggs and scrambled eggs and fried eggs, all right? More skinny chocolate, a shake with coconut oil. I got to make sure I put coconut oil in all these shakes, a big chunk of it, or at least the MCT oil, all right? And then I'm going to buy some, I forgot about those uncured hot dogs. Those things are so good. I'm going to buy a package of those. I think Applegate makes them. Is that who makes it? Applegate. And I'm going to make that, and I'm going to eat those. And then I have for dinners, boneless wings one day because, oh, wait a minute. Boneless wings, that has butter in it. Well, I can make that for the family, and then I'll put some, because I always make some without the hot sauce on it for the little kids who don't like things spicy. I got to remember to put extra in it for me, and then I'll just put just the hot sauce on it, unless I got to check the ingredient. No, that's tomato, isn't it? No, it's pepper. Okay. See? Now that I'm thinking, I'm saying this out loud, I'm second-guessing my choices here. I think I'll be okay. I will just make sure that I don't use the wing sauce, because it's with butter and the Frank's hot sauce, so that's what I'll do. All right, and then we're going to do hamburgers. I'm going to have a video coming up of these oven-baked hamburgers in aluminum foil. So we're going to do those with no cheese, and that's totally acceptable for these S days. And then some, a shake, and then maybe some lunch meat roll-ups with lettuce or something like that. That'll be a nice crunchy thing if I need something crunchy. All right. Oh, and then salad. See how I'm going? I probably should get the hot dogs and switch that up into my first few S days. I think I'm going to remember to do that. I'm going to write that on here so that I don't forget. Sorry. There. Because last time I made a video, I kept saying, oh, I should write that down, and I never remembered. Okay, and then a speedy Chinese broccoli and beef in the old book. So now on to my next 2 days of fuel pull, which will be Greek yogurt with berries for breakfast and a trimmy light. And then I'm going to try my hand at those glucy puddings. And then I'm going to have more loaded potato soup. I'm going to have, for snacks, I'm going to make that cookie bowl oatmeal. And hopefully that will turn out really good. And then big salads with no dressing for dinner both days instead of lunches. See how I'm switching it here because I'm having the soups. See, and then if I don't feel like have the soup for lunch, because it might be a really hot day, then I'll just have it for dinner. And then cottage berry whip, because that is something that I'm allowed to have, and I'm going to want to have some dairy, so I want to make sure that I throw something like that in. Since I still can't have nuts, I can't make the cottage berry whip, which would be so good. Not the cottage berry whip, the crunch one. You know, the strawberry cheesecake, the cheesecake berry crunch, that one. Okay, then the last 2 days are going to be E, and for breakfast, see, I'm sorry, I'm not showing you it again. That's just what it is. That's what I wrote down. All right, we're just going to do oatmeals again for breakfast, and lunch meat and a cheese stick for snacks. I got to make sure I buy fat-free kind or really low fat. No salami these days. You know, I really love salami, so I got to make sure I don't eat salami. Ezekiel bread sandwiches with a 000 yogurt. And this time I'm going to make the Trim Healthy Mama pancakes, the ones that has the cottage cheese, the oatmeal, and the egg whites. I'm going to make those. I have those for dinner the 2 days, and then I'll also make them for my husband, and then that way I can have like pancakes for the family, and I won't feel like I'm depriving myself of something. And then I just made a recipe that's in the new cookbook for the syrup, maple syrup, and it turned out great, so I was pleased with it. And then a snack, I could have a sweet potato with cottage cheese, and then there's, in the cookbook, there's this apple cinnamon muffin in a mug that's really good, so I'm going to have that. So that is my plan for my fuel cycle. One of these days I'm sorry, I hear noises outside. One of these days I'm going to get my blog going, and I'll have things like this all typed out on my blog so that I can have a link below and you can go to it and see what I have. I want to have a whole bunch of content before I let it out in the public. So, and I'm really, with the problems I've been having with my computer, it's not my computer's fault, it's Claire's fault, because I don't get it. I don't get computers. So anyway, enough of that. We don't need to talk about that because I'll just end up crying or something again. So anyway, Trim Healthy Mama, if you don't have the cookbook, this is what the cookbook looks like, and you should also buy the plan book. If you want to start Trim Healthy Mama, I'll have a link above to all my playlist of all my Trim Healthy Mama videos. I have them on Mondays, so if you're new here and you'd like to learn more about Trim Healthy Mama, I give a little tips and tricks in those videos on Mondays. And I have a whole lot of recipes that I've shared and I've made, and you can watch me make them as best that I can. And I think I did pretty good with the ums this day. I don't know. I just realized that I just said it now. I'm working on it. See? I'm working on it. So this is the cookbook. I will have links below to the Trim Healthy Mama plan book and the Trim Healthy Mama cookbook. And each day what I'm going to try to do is at least take a picture. I probably won't do a video recording of each recipe unless it works out. I mean, I'm praying that God will let me video each food and snack that I have, at least the food, not the making of it, but it on my plate so that I can, at the end of the day, say, this is what I ate, my fuel cycle, you know? And if I am open to not criticism, but if I did something wrong, you know, like when I'm trying to think about if I'm allowed to have almond flour or not, if I'm wrong, I don't think I can. If I'm wrong and you know for sure, you go ahead and ask, because I'm going to go in the Trim Healthy Mama Facebook groups this weekend and ask to make sure, because it's been so long since I've done one. I want to make sure that I'm doing this right, because I'm going to do it for 2 whole weeks and I really want it to work. And I'm going to do a weight loss video next. And I got to tell you, it's not a happy video. It's not going to be a happy video at all. No, my body's doing wonky things and I'm so confused. I really am. I was talking to God. I'm like, what's going on? You know, what is going on? So anyway, for weight loss, I'm healthy. Nothing's wrong. I don't have any issues. It's just the weight loss. When I stepped on the scale the other day, I'm like, that's not right. No, that's not right. And so I stepped on it again later on, and I'm like, it's really not right. So anyway, that's a whole other video. You'll get that one next. All right, so thank you so much for watching my video on my fuel cycle menu plan. And if you've tried a fuel cycle and you have any suggestions for snacks, especially for all the days, I would love them. And if you think that maybe something I said wasn't right for that meal, I think everything's pretty good. But if you know if I can have almond flour and coconut flour when it says no nuts and no grains and stuff, let me know. I'm still going to ask in the group, but you might get to me faster. No, I don't know. It doesn't matter. Just let me know, because then other people can read those comments and find out, because I'll find out before I post this video or not. And so anyway, I'm just rambling here. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned in later on for my weight loss update. And I think I'm also sharing a video on a recipe today or a grocery haul or something. There's something that's going on. I got stuff that I've already made and that's coming out this week. So stay tuned to watch all those videos. I have some grocery hauls. I have some stevia hauls from Amazon and different things. So give me a thumbs up, okay? Give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't to, and I will see you next time with a new video. Bye and be a blessing.